Hello, and welcome to a new lecture in our exploration of identity and access management. In this lecture, we focus on three of the most operationally intense and risk-sensitive functions in that lifecycle: access provisioning, access review, and access revocation. These three actions form the heartbeat of identity governance and are often the focal points of audit scrutiny, security incidents, and compliance assessments. Missteps here, whether it's granting too much access, failing to regularly review entitlements, or neglecting to revoke outdated privileges, have opened the door to some of the most devastating breaches in history. Therefore, understanding how to operationalize these controls with accuracy, agility, and auditability is essential for every cybersecurity professional. Let's begin with access provisioning, which refers to the process of granting users or systems the permissions they need to perform their roles. Provisioning is not simply about creating a user account. It includes determining what level of access is appropriate, which systems and applications are in scope, and how that access is granted, monitored, and documented. Provisioning can be manual, semi-automated, or fully automated. In manual environments, access is often requested through emails or informal channels, which creates inconsistency, delays, and high error potential. A secure and mature organization moves toward workflow-driven provisioning, where access requests are submitted through an identity governance platform or ticketing system, approved by designated authorities, and automatically provisioned based on policy or role definitions. The principle of least privilege must guide every provisioning decision. Users should only receive the exact permissions they require, no more, no less. Over-provisioning leads to privilege accumulation and potential abuse, while under-provisioning hinders productivity and leads to shadow IT. When provisioning access, organizations should also consider separation of duties. For example, a developer should not have production right access and the ability to deploy without oversight. Likewise, a payroll officer should not have the ability to both initiate and approve payments. Role-based access control and predefined entitlements can streamline this by mapping roles to specific sets of access rights. Dynamic provisioning may also be employed in environments with high change frequency, where access is granted based on real-time attributes such as location, device posture, or business unit. Provisioning should always be time-bound when possible. Temporary access is granted for contractors, special projects, or escalated support scenarios, and should automatically expire or trigger a review after a set period. The second element we must master is access review. Also known as recertification or entitlement review, this process validates that current access rights are still appropriate for each user. Over time, as users change roles, move teams, or leave the organization, their access should evolve accordingly. However, without proper review mechanisms, users often retain access long after it is needed, increasing the risk of data leakage, fraud, or internal sabotage. Periodic access reviews are mandated by regulatory frameworks such as SOX, HIPAA, PCI DSS, and ISO 27001. The review process typically involves managers or system owners validating the access of individuals under their responsibility. Modern identity governance tools automate the scheduling and tracking of these campaigns, presenting reviewers with user role or user resource matrices for validation. Reviewers can then certify, revoke, or flag access based on business needs. Escalation workflows ensure that overdue or ignored reviews are brought to higher attention. Effective access review relies on good data quality and visibility. If identity metadata is outdated or unclear, reviewers may rubber stamp approvals without proper scrutiny. Integration with HR systems and real-time synchronization with directories like Active Directory or Cloud IAM systems helps ensure data accuracy. Additionally, contextual information such as last login, recent usage, or privilege level can help reviewers make more informed decisions. Some advanced systems even include AI-powered suggestions for revocation based on risk scoring or behavioral anomalies. Audit trails are critical here. Every review decision, approve, revoke, or escalate, must be logged with timestamps and reviewer identity. These logs support both internal security investigations and external audits. Organizations must define how frequently reviews occur, who performs them, and what happens when access is not certified. Quarterly, semi-annual, or annual reviews are common, with higher risk systems requiring more frequent validation. Reviews should also be triggered by life events, such as promotion, department change, or extended leave. Finally, we arrive at access revocation, the process of removing permissions when they are no longer needed. Revocation is often the most neglected step in the IAM lifecycle, and the one most frequently exploited by attackers. Orphaned accounts, stale entitlements, or retained privileges from previous roles are all prime vectors for lateral movement, privilege escalation, and unauthorized access. Immediate revocation should occur when an employee leaves the organization, a contractor's engagement ends, or a project concludes. However, revocation must also be triggered by internal events such as policy violations, detected threats, or expired temporary access. A strong revocation process includes both technical and administrative steps. On the technical side, it means disabling user accounts, removing group memberships, deleting tokens, revoking certificates, and disabling directory objects. On the administrative side, it may include collecting badges or devices, updating HR records, and documenting the change for audit purposes. Automating revocation is key to ensuring it happens in real time and consistently. Integration with HR systems allows IAM tools to detect terminations or transfers and initiate revocation workflows instantly. Some organizations implement kill switches that allow rapid removal of access from all systems in the event of insider threat or high-risk departure. Revocation should not stop at human identities. Service accounts, application credentials, and machine identities must also be revoked or rotated when no longer in use. Hard-coded credentials, static API keys, and shared admin accounts are common weak spots in revocation discipline. Implementing secrets management solutions, credential vaults, and regular credential rotation schedules can address these gaps. To close this lecture, consider the impact of weak provisioning, stale reviews, or delayed revocation. A contractor account left active for months, a user with admin rights across departments, a terminated employee who still has VPN access. Each represents a failure in IAM hygiene. Now think about your environment. Are provisioning processes documented, automated, and aligned with policy? Are reviews timely, complete, and based on risk? Are revocations immediate and traceable? Is there an alert for orphaned accounts or privilege anomalies? Thank you for engaging deeply with this mission-critical topic. Provisioning, review, and revocation are not just procedural tasks, they are pillars of access governance and the last line of defense in controlling who can access what, when, and how. Mastering them means mastering control over the enterprise itself. Let's carry that responsibility forward with clarity and discipline.